right now we're crushing the bears like a little bug between their cheeks as the price, actually the baby bears are completely dominating the baby bulls in this mega battle of the century. As Bitcoin prepares to, never mind, actually the baby bulls are completely dumping on the baby bears, and the reason is so big, you won't even be able to fit it in your mouth. Right now, the Bitcoin price is basically experiencing one of the slowest, weakest, most boring dumpulations out of a symmetrical triangle or even a head and shoulders pattern that we've seen since the beginning of mankind. But what if I told you two things are now combining to make the price of Bitcoin a lot more tricky, mysterious, and unexpected than most people could ever imagine? So I want to start off by taking a little itsy-bitsy squeak peek at a few charts, but I want to highlight this. It's a tweet that I made yesterday saying if you're shorting Bitcoin, you have to be at least a little worried that we're not getting a complete breakdown here. There is a very clear head and shoulders pattern that everybody, their mom, their sister, and even their girlfriend's boyfriend has been tweeting about for days, weeks even. Maybe not weeks, but for a long time. And the price did start to break down. In fact, if we just take a look at where it's at right now, looks like it got maybe a little rejection off of here. And we talked about how a valid 24,000 range price pullback, even down to 23,000, is a realistic scenario and exactly where this price would break down to if this pattern completed and broke down, right, between 23.5 to like 24,000. And it does line up on a lot of charts, but we're just simply seeing no dumping momentum. In fact, on this daily chart, you can see we actually began the dump here just a couple of days ago, but then we just went straight back up to the same price. And we keep seeing this over and over. We just keep wicking back up. And I want to just highlight how important here it is, not for the bulls, but for the bears, that they have to push this down if the narrative of a 15K double bottom or even a 10K drop, if any of that is going to be possible. And yet they can't, we're not even seeing this break down. It's just laughable. It's not going to happen. This is a make or break moment for the bears. They have to get this to break down. Because if you're bullish on Bitcoin, we've already spent the entirety of 2023 going up, right? The uptrend for 2023, this is where 2023 started. We've only been going up. Literally, give or take like 2 or 3 weekly candles. It's been all up and sideways. But there's always sideways. Dumpy and pumpy trends, there's always also sideways mixed in. But this is a time where the bears have to step in and they have to show strength. If there's any chance of a sub 20K or even, God forbid, 10K Bitcoin, which, believe it or not, there's still people out there that believe that's true. If that's going to happen, we need to see Bitcoin start breaking down because the time is not running out for the bulls. The time is running out for the bears. The closer we get to the halving, the further we develop in this cycle, the better that is for the bulls. And the smaller the window the bears have to see any sort of big pullback, right? Because I'm very confident as we approach the halving and have the halving, I'm very confident Bitcoin will hit new all-time highs. If it didn't, it'll be the very first time in history that it hasn't, right? It has every single time. So this is critical that the bears break down here. We have to see this happen if the bears want to have any sort of chance of actually getting these lower breakdown targets. But I want to highlight this as well. Mustache L Crypto Prof on Twitter talking about 3 incredibly important trend lines that are converging right here. The 200 week, which you see this blue line. The 21 EMA weekly, which is the bull market line, this yellow line. And the middle line of the Gaussian channel on the weekly chart. All 3 there. He's saying he expects a very strong bounce in that region. And there's a million other reasons, actually, why there's confluence all around this $23,000 to $25,000 level for massive support for Bitcoin that might see us never go below 20K again. There's a lot of technicals that are saying that same thing. So a lot of support there, and maybe that's one of the reasons we're just not seeing the bears able to break this price down here. As well, we have to mention there is rumors now that the debt ceiling, which has been a very key factor with the stock market and Bitcoin as well, the debt ceiling conflict might be soon to resolve. It's very critical for way more than just Bitcoin. If the U.S. would default on their debt, that's very bad for many things that are much more important than crypto, much more important than Bitcoin. And if we get a resolution to that, a positive one, then markets will probably pump. And I think Bitcoin will go along with that. But also, we have CryptoCon talking about this. In 2015, Bitcoin did actually find resistance at the 0.236 retracement level, exactly where it's finding resistance right now. However, in these previous cycles, whether or not it found resistance there anyway, it went up to the 0.618 before having a pullback as we led into the halving. Very similar time frames as well. As we look, the bear market started here, and towards the end of this box is where we saw that resistance. Bull market ended here, same thing here. Bull market ended here, same thing here, in terms of distance and time and structure of these markets. So if that were to happen, Bitcoin would basically have free reign over the next few months to reach all the way up into the mid and even high $40,000 price range, CryptoCon saying $49,000 specifically, before having pullback or sideways. And then ultimately, over the months after that, then entering a bull market. So that's absolutely very big. But again, if we take a look on this 4-hour chart, you can see we came up, got rejected exactly at this trend line, which you would think, okay, then a major breakdown is coming. We haven't seen that just yet. We just keep seeing big bounces. Same thing here. We're still not in a good place for support. We don't have support on this smaller term chart. It looks like Bitcoin could break down at any second. And you can't count that out. But I mean, it's taking a long time, isn't it? It's kind of just, it's very boring. That's why I keep saying it's very sideways. I did mention this a couple of days ago, how strong this indicator is for just predicting big moves. When it touches this, usually there's a massive move very soon afterwards, is kind of what this indicates. Look at every single touch over the past 2 years, and it even goes back further than that as well. But look at every single touch over the past 2 years, and there is a massive move that comes out of touching it, either a massive dump or a massive pump. So that's worth looking at. And as well, I still think it makes perfect sense on the macro to get a pullback down to the $23,000 range. Will we get it though? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. There's a lot of momentum building, a lot of things showing Bitcoin has a lot of support here. And if we even take a look at this indicator here, this one of my favorite here, again, massive support around the $24,000, $23,000 level in the middle of this band, where it has always found support if we are to enter a bull market. So if it validated that, I would absolutely believe we're about to enter a much more bullish trend. But we cannot forget how big of a resistance 30,000 is. We've spent so much time there, specifically right here. And yeah, for Bitcoin to break out of this range, it's either going to need to dump massively to at least 23,000, or pump and really concretely break 30 and go up to about 34.5 or 35,000. And make sure to sign up with massive trading bonuses below if you're interested in trading any of these moves with BITGET and Femex as well. Massive deposit bonuses with both, and specifically if you trade with Femex, you can earn free XPT for a limited time, just a couple of months, which you can trade anything if you sign up with my link to Femex. And then it will be converted. Your free XPT then gets converted to Femex token, which you can do whatever you want with. You can sell it, you can save it, do whatever you want, but it is free crypto that you earn by trading with my link below.